Let's talk dandelion. Hey, I'm Bree. Welcome back. Please like, subscribe, and share what you see here if you can. It's greatly appreciated. Dandelion season has begun here in the Piedmont of North Carolina, and just like every year, I am so excited to see it return. Whether that notion confuses you or you also already love dandelion, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to share with you why I love them so much and show you 3 easy and wonderful ways to work with this highly beneficial plant that you can find right in your backyard. First off, dandelion is not a weed, not a weed. Y'all know that what we define as a weed is just completely arbitrary and subjective, right? Okay, just want to clarify that. I mean, how indicative is it of our society and culture that we've taken something as packed with nutrients, highly medicinal, good for wildlife, pretty beautiful, and full of so many other benefits, as well as being easily accessible, and decided that because it inconveniences us at times or doesn't live up to or fit into some completely subjective standard that we've made up of beauty and flawlessness, that it is instead ugly and needs to be eradicated or destroyed at all costs, even by harmful toxic chemicals. I mean, that's ridiculous. I'm looking at you, grass lawns. Something to think about. Anyway, remember when we were kids and we would just appreciate these beautiful flowers without question that popped up everywhere, and we would be playful with them, and we would blow our wishes into the world through their seeds. That's the unadulterated appreciation that I'm talking about here. And I mean, in general, why be so disparaging towards any plant anyway? And think about it. Dandelion is this amazing symbol of not giving a F, right? We try to mow it down. We step all over it. We smother it. We spray it with things. We rip it up by the roots. And it is still like, bring your worst. I'm here. I'm busting through concrete. I got something to say and something to prove and something to show, and you're going to appreciate it. That's dandelion. It's tenacious. It's resilient. And all of those intangible qualities and that symbolism is something we're going to work with in the last part of this video as our third way to connect with the magic of dandelion through a short and sweet guided meditation to find the qualities of dandelion that resonate and within ourselves. The other 2 ways we're going to work with dandelion today are through making an infused dandelion flower honey. So sweet, delicious, and uplifting, perfect for springtime. And the second way is through making a really nutrient-rich tea. So I am here to redeem dandelion. It's all of its magic today and change as many minds as possible about this amazing plant. Here we go. First, I need and want to share with you that I am obviously not a doctor. I am also an herbalist in training. There is actually no licensing process for herbalists in the United States. Regardless, even if there were, anything pertaining to your health, well-being, what you do with your body needs to be in a well-educated and reciprocal relationship with the given healthcare provider. Because every time, this is always going to be up to you in the end. It is your health. This applies to so much, so please try your best always to educate yourself and advocate for yourself, no matter what or who is telling you something about your health, your situation, or your body. Now, I know many of us have circumstances that make this difficult and not so easy to do, and I fully acknowledge that. In addition, though many herbs are very safe and can be broadly applicable, doesn't mean that they are all or always going to be right for you or your situation, your issue, your state of being, your body, your constitution, the given moment in time, right? That is just not how herbs work. So it's not a good practice to say X herb is good for Y issue. Please be wary of any reductionist notions you see in this way. That is kind of applying this allopathic lens to herbalism that, again, not how herbs work. So look out for that. And again, educate yourself, especially on platforms like YouTube and other social media where we're giving information quickly, or maybe we don't know the whole story, or maybe we're just repeating something that someone else told us. Find out for yourself, experiment for yourself. That's how herbalism works. I will link a few of my favorite herbalism educational resources in the description below for you to discover more and for more self-education, including my main teachers and source of information, which is Commonwealth Holistic Herbalism. Now, back to Dandelion. Dandelion's official Latin name is Taraxacum officinale. I'm going to do a little bit of overview, Dandelion 101, just for some of its very basic properties. Dandelion is considered cooling, drying, and tonifying. These are what we call its energetic properties or qualities. And that's opposed to something that would be warming, moistening, or something that creates laxity and softens tightness. What is great about dandelion, one of the many reasons, is that we can work with the whole plant for certain things, but the roots of dandelion, the leaves, and the flowers are all edible and have medicinal properties and qualities to them. So, some of these, again, very general aspects of what can be medicinal about dandelion would be its affinity, where it would, most work within the body or travel to in the body would be the liver, the kidneys, and the urinary system as a whole. Certain parts of the plant are more applicable to certain parts of the body. And I will touch on that a little bit as we go into the medicine making portion of these things with the honey and the tea. When harvesting dandelion, it is best to know where it's coming from. So, something like your backyard, your own property, might be best for this because you want to make sure it's not been treated or sprayed with anything, including from your dog, or just any other contaminants haven't potentially gotten on that or in that for you to then ingest. It's also a good practice and rule of thumb to not harvest anything that's too close to a road or the side of the road. And another really good practice when it comes to harvesting, whether it's your backyard or somewhere more in the wild, take less than what you think you need. And if you're not sure, don't take it at all. That's a story for another time, but it really, as wild harvesting becomes more popular, it's very important to consider. You want to leave plenty for that plant to continue to survive and for the wildlife and the ecosystem that greatly depends on it to also have that as well. That's my PSA for today. So for the honey, I'm just going to make a little portion of that today and it will go a long way. So I'm just gathering, less than a handful of flowers here from my backyard and let's make this honey. So you're just gonna get your jar. Glass is preferable for things like this. You can reuse something, you can make more or potentially less of it. This is a pretty small amount already, but you're gonna let your dandelion flowers sit out actually for maybe an hour or two at first once you bring them inside. That's gonna help release a little bit of the extra moisture. So if they wilt a little bit, that's great. Then you're going to take them and stuff them into your jar. You want to fill the jar at least halfway through. I like to do up to 3/4 of the way through. That's just my preference, but at least halfway is going to be best. And if you want to get really particular about it, you can take the green parts off and just have the flower petals to have it be as sweet as possible. The green bits of the flower are going to put in a little more of that bitterness that dandelion has. I personally don't notice it too much or don't mind, and I'm a little lazy. So I'm just throwing the flowers in there, taking off, some debris and stems here and there as I see them. Then once your jar is full of your flowers, you just want to pour on that honey till they're completely covered. And, since this is kind of thick and viscous, you might want to mix it up, add a little more. And over the next couple days, as you shake it and check on it, you might add a little more honey. But what honey does, you only use fresh plant material for infused honey because it extracts the moisture from the plant. And so you'll notice over time, your honey's actually going to get more runny and liquidy and easier to shake as well. Once it's ready, you're just going to set it in a dark area of your kitchen, maybe somewhere on your counter so you see it every day for 4 weeks. If you can't wait, 2 weeks is okay, but 4 weeks is best. And you want to try to remember to shake it at least once a day throughout that 4 week period. So everything again gets covered, the constituents get moved around and extracted better. So you have the most potent dandelion flower honey that you can. After about 4 weeks, you will strain it out and then use the honey as you like in tea, on toast, in the spoonful. This is a really wonderful mood elevator. It's considered an exhilarant. You'll see when you try it, it is like spring in a jar. It's uplifting, joyful, bright, and even like a spring healing tonic, if you will. When it comes to the tea, I am going to use a dried bulk dandelion leaf that I bought in Commerce. I will link that below in the description for you to find. Dandelion leaves, I think, are a little bit harder to be harvesting yourself, and you need quite a bit of them to make as strong and effective as a tea as we're making here. The best way to make dandelion leaf tea would be what's called a long infusion. So I am putting in some heaping spoonfuls of this into my cup to make it pretty potent, and then it's going to sit and infuse for at least 4 hours, and we're going to do that covered. That keeps in a lot of extra goodness. And after 4 hours, we will have our tea. You can reheat it if you want. You can, have it over ice. It does taste very bitter, and that gets into that property of dandelion that is a bitter, being a digestive stimulant and a liver stimulant. But the reason we infuse it for a longer period of time is also because I've been saying it is very nutrient dense and mineral rich, and the only way to extract and get all of those nutrients out of the leaves is to let it sit for a prolonged period of time. If you're wanting to work more with dandelion, is to think about balancing out the drying aspect with other herbs or plant material that has moistening qualities. Story for another time, but something to consider so you're not over drying yourself. Now, our third and final way today to work with dandelion will be a brief guided meditation and just reflection on its intangible qualities that I've been talking about, finding what resonates with us and within ourselves, finding those qualities reflected back between ourselves and dandelion. I'm going to start us off with a little bit of breathing intentionally, settling into our body, and a little bit of movement. So start by finding a comfortable and supported position for your body to be in for the next 5 minutes or so. And that can be seated on the ground, inside or outside. You can have a wall or something behind you for extra support to sit up tall. And you just want to feel like you're not trying so hard to hold yourself up. You have some support to help so you can relax and soften and be more present here in your body. So that might mean you sit in a chair instead, or even lie down, no problem. Take some time to find that, pause and come back if you need to. And we'll just start once you find a place you can settle into and not be so kind of distracted or disrupted by sensations in the body. It's okay to have a little discomfort. We're gonna stretch out the neck, lower your chin to your chest. See what you can relax right here as you do this. Lift your chin, open your throat. And the muscles in the face release. Drop one ear to one shoulder, maybe unfurl your brow. Start to shrug your shoulders away and relax your neck. Bring your head back through center in your time. You're going to lower your other ear to your other shoulder, maybe move the neck around, and again, let the upper body, the face, the head, all release here. In your time, take your time. You can go slower than me if that works. Then you're going to bring your head back to center. Little roll the shoulders. Backwards, just working some kinks out with the intention of creating a little more space in service of softening. When you're ready, we're going to find the breath, linking it with some movement. So you're going to inhale, fly your arms up, maybe bring the gaze up at the same time. And as you exhale in your time, you're going to release the arms, maybe push away from the palms, really stretch out through all parts of the arms and follow your breath. So the inhale comes, and then you reach up and lengthen, find expansion in space, stretch to the sky, exhale, lower, let the breath out, release the arms. Again, still creating space as we let go. 2 more. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, all of this through the nose if that works for you. And let go. Inhale, maybe as you do it this time, you can find a little more length, a little more depth in the breath. And exhale, let go, maybe sit a little deeper into the earth, let go, release into that support beneath you. And you can do this lying down too. So letting that go, coming back from our stretching and our breathing. Release any other things you want to let go of, maybe shake it out, because then we're going to come to some stillness on purpose. Finding that for yourself here when you're ready. And even more, bringing our attention on purpose in a gentle way to our breath. So coming back to feel deep, long inhales on purpose, lungs expand. And long, smooth exhales again on purpose. Release, contraction happens here. 3 more deep breaths, calling all your attention, gathering as much awareness as you can to breathing deeply on purpose. Exhale. Allowing this to anchor your attention, tether your focus to your breath. Shifting this pointed focus from the breath, still breathing deeply and as smoothly in a natural way as you can. But harnessing that same sense of awareness and attention to your mind's eye and maybe picturing or feeling or getting a sense of Dandelion here. So I just see this bright yellow light, kind of like an orb emanating in my mind's eye. I can feel warmth like the sun. I can even smell a little bit of springtime And that's what dandelion represents to me when I bring that into my awareness. Might be something totally different for you. Is it the strength, the beauty, tuning in to dandelion? Is it the nourishment that it provides, that medicine that it can share with us and other wildlife, the nutrient sources and energy for bees? Bunnies love it. Is it something else? Is it the brightness, the joy, the relief that might come when we start to see dandelion, that winter is slowly ending and spring is coming? Is it the sense of promise and hope that dandelion brings? This softness, right? In addition to strength. A few more breaths, a few more moments here. What resonates the most for you? And then how can you bring that in to yourself, or find it already within yourself, your own strength, your own resilience, your own hope, your own tenacity, your own joy and brightness. Find your inner dandelion. I promise it's there. Take 3 more deep, full breaths on purpose here with that essence of dandelion without and within. Exhale fully. Next deep inhale, we're going to reach up again, expand, bloom like a dandelion, reach to the sun. Exhale, release. I can only hope that I changed some minds today and helped others appreciate all the magic that dandelion holds. Thank you again so much for joining me and watching, and I will see you soon. Take good care.